I miss Brady, bro. Pause. I miss Brady. Pause. Oh man. And like the most irritating. Look, the most irritating thing about it is like it's just the narrative. Like that's the most irritating thing. Constant narratives. Why is it so hard for people to accept this dude as the GOAT? And I'm not talking about GOAT or quarterback. Ain't nobody talking about that, man. He was the GOAT of quarterbacks in Atlanta. When he beat Atlanta, the 28-3 and all of that, or whatever. When we beat the Falcons, he was the GOAT quarterback. And my favorite player before Tom Brady was Joe Montana. And it got to the point where Joe Montana was the greatest quarterback of all time so long that I forgot that was even something to get. He could even be beat at that. Then along came Brady, and that's a whole other story I don't have enough time to get into. I don't feel like telling it. It's a good story, but I just don't feel like telling it. But bro, he comes back 20 something, 25 points in the Super Bowl, wins in overtime. He's greatest right there, greatest quarterback. So now he's in the Mount Rushmore of football argument. Like, is he better than Jerry? Is he better than LT, Reggie White, Unitas? Well, he's already better than Unitas because he's the best quarterback. Dion, Jerry Rice, whatever. If I already said it, that's the class he was in. Then he went 6. Now, granted, he didn't have the greatest game. He managed the game. He did what he was supposed to do. He got him there. He beat Pat Mahomes. That was Brady's Super Bowl. The Chiefs, the first time. He beats Pat Mahomes. So once he beats Pat Mahomes, I feel like he's the greatest right there. That's the greatest player in the history of NFL. I just don't understand how y'all don't see that. There's so many people out there that be like, nah, he ain't the greatest because he can't catch or run fast. Like, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? I feel like no player has impacted the game in terms of winning as much as him. Now, in terms of revolutionizing positions, setting standards of excellence, yeah, you got Lawrence Taylor and you got Jerry Rice, Jim Brown, basically providing the body type for any other running back in history. They'll follow him. Jim Brown is pretty much the size of the running backs now. Jim Brown was playing, 40, 50 years ago, whatever. But just in terms of greatness, overall greatness, in relation directly to winning, football the hardest sport. That man got 7 rings. I don't want to hear nothing about no top 10 defenses. I don't want to hear nothing about, he was on loaded teams. I don't want to hear nothing about all these numbers. I watched some silly video on YouTube the other day. I'm not even going to shout out the dude who made it. But I watched some silly video of dude talking about, Tom Brady has the greatest field placement of any quarterback in the last da-da-da-da-da. Like, you see what lengths people go to? Like, that sounds like a person who never really played sports before. Like, if you play sports, like, stuff like that doesn't even matter. Field position and all this other stuff. Bro, you still gotta win the game. All these little variables that you guys talking about, like, it don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. At the end of the day, you gotta win it. You gotta win it. Everything else is just excuses. Top 10 defense is great, awesome. The defense played good. It did what it was supposed to do. Funny how Brady always ended up bailing the defense out in these Super Bowls when he played for the Bucks. Look, there was always a comeback. He always had to dig himself out of a hole, regardless of how many points he scored. How well he was playing and not playing. He had to dig himself out of a hole. Defenses, your job is to keep the opposing team out of the end zone. If the opposing team isn't kept out of the end zone, defense, you did not do your job. I only got to score my job, and then everybody's just like, well, Brady scored 14 points. My job as a quarterback, if I'm Brady, my job as a quarterback is just to score one more point than the opposition. I don't got to put up 50 points as long as we win. Y'all ain't talking about the Rams, the Rams game. See that? What that score say? It say the Patriots won, right? I only got to score one more point. If I'm Brady, I only got to score one more point than the guys on the opposite jerseys. That's it. Your job is to keep them from scoring more than us. That's your job. If you can't do that, then who didn't do their job? Right. But I just don't understand why people don't get why he's so important. I mean, he has the stats, but it's not just the stats. So I'm gonna let Devin White say it. Let's wait, hold on. Let's listen real quick.
Before we get to the Super Bowl, you were a little pissed off because you didn't make the
Damn, Willie, you saying pissed
Tom
off?
Brady, one of the guys who came in and affected the locker room, came over to you and said, "Hey, Devin, there's a bigger bowl that we're chasing." What did he do not only for you but for the team and the organization? Yeah, I mean, I was having such a, I feel like I was having such a great year, man. Like having 9 sacks as
Devin White is. Devin White may be a future Hall of Famer. Say the file. Devin White may be a future Hall of Famer. When I watch him play, I see shades of Ray Lewis with Ronnie Lott physicality. Right.
But winning, like winning the whole thing, like, and that kind of resonated. It was like, man, I was like, man, we need to all make sure we're on the same page with him, and we got to take advantage of being able to play with a quarterback of his caliber. In my opinion, the best ever to lace him up. I agree, man. And you end up finishing with a.
You see that? That's what makes him the GOAT. Not only does he have like the on-field stuff. He not only does he have the tangibles, the Super Bowl victories, the MVPs, the Super Bowl MVPs, the passing records, the passer ratings, the advanced analytics. Not only does he have that, but he has the intangibles, things like that. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to start understanding, bro. Start understanding.